Welcome to 2020. Let's watch some 2019 steelhead fishing and some awesome plug slam downs while we talk about our expectations for the 2020 winter steelhead fishing season. Now I'm going to show you one of our better days of steelhead fishing for 2019. Mainly because it wouldn't be too exciting to show you one of our skunk days, even though we had a blast. Told a lot of jokes and great stories. Now, if you don't have one of these cradle nets I'm switching over to here, a good idea to get one. Because one of our expectations is catching some wild steelhead while we're looking for some hatchery fish. And these nets work really well for catch and release. Well, there's a little bit of a learning curve to learning how to use one of these nets. Once you learn how and figure out how to be prepared for getting a quick photo and getting them back going, really nice way to do it. So 2020 actually yields some pretty good hope for expectations of maybe a few more fish than we've been seeing in the past. Mainly due to the fact that when they took away our early steelhead program, they promised us more late run hatchery steelhead, and 2020 is the first year that the 2-year salts will return from the extra fish that were planted on some of the tributaries in the Columbia River system this year. Now, even though we have some good hope for 2020, our expectations should always be a little bit less than they have back in the past. You know, we need to let these good days come to us when they come and really go fishing for the experience and the adventure and enjoy our time out here. Well, we can even still do it. Now, these guys didn't call me and say, "Hey, Mike, call me when it gets good and we'll book a trip with you." They just called and said, "Hey, let's go fishing." And they happened to hit the right day. Of course, you know, we did try and look into that big, huge crystal ball that you all know I have. and I tried to help them pick the right day. However, looking into that crystal ball is mostly just trying to work around the adverse weather conditions. That's one of the challenges of winter steelhead fishing. So what's happening here is we've realized we have another wild fish on our hands. So rather than net it along those steep banks down there and try and deal with that beautiful wild steelhead, we're doing here what's called walk the dog. And we're just letting the fish cruise along beside the boat. And we're going to walk it upriver to a little shallow area where we can deal with it properly. I'm really fortunate. I've got to see excellent fishing from Northern California, Southern Oregon's Grants Pass area, Rogue River, Chetco, all these rivers here around the Pacific Northwest. In some of their best days, the Kenai River, some of the remote areas in Alaska. And I know some of you are young enough that you probably haven't got to experience some of that. But that means you're young enough to have some hope that what we have going on here will be repaired in your lifetime. And we may get to see some excellent, well, you may get to see some excellent fishing if you're young enough. Myself, in my lifetime, probably not. But you know what? I'm going to see some good days here and there, just like this one. Because I'm going to continue to go fishing. I'm going to continue to buy a fishing license and a guide license until I can't do it anymore. And I'm going to go fishing with the expectation of having a good time and enjoying myself and being nice to others. You know, that's one thing in this world that is free, and that's treating people nice, being nice to one another. it's free. Hey, if you really want to just go out and catch a bunch of fish and have the expectation of catching fish one after another, come out to some of the private lakes I manage. We have trophy rainbow out there ranging from 17 inches to 17, maybe even 20 pounds. Go on a fly fishing trip with me. You know, we're going to catch 10 to 25 fish a piece. A lot of the days out there, and it's usually one of them things where we just catch a whole bunch of them and can pretty much count on it. These days here in the Pacific Northwest, you know, we don't count on it every day anymore. We just go do it because we love it. We love the outdoors. We love the Pacific Northwest. And we have the chance of catching a trophy steelhead. I got skunked one day last year, and the very next day I had people, and of course, you know, I was worried about getting skunked. And that next day, you know, it's kind of tough to get regrouped and get going again. And by golly, we caught a 41-inch steelhead that day. That was the only bite we got. But you know, I got a saying I use. You can't catch that fish sitting on the couch, you know, thinking about whether you're going to go or watching a football game. I love it when the Super Bowl is playing, you know, because every year when that Super Bowl's on, there's a day out there on the river when nobody else is going to be there. I get it all to myself.